This is not the church of Joseph Smith.
Travis when he gets home. So the Joseph Smith papers have been released by the church's website, Joseph Smith Papers. They call it the authoritative source. And there are bombshells in there. And if you were clueless about church history, not watching my channel, not hearing what I've been exposing, you wouldn't even bother to check. And you should, because there's a lot of things that we've been led to believe are the case and are not the case. For example, Joseph Smith's name of the church. Yeah, different. The Joseph Smith Papers has it wrong, or the Joseph Smith History has it wrong. Did that one just now, or just previous to this morning. If you've been wondering about Joseph Smith and women, did they have the priesthood or didn't they? The answer is settled. They did. Not only that, they had priesthood office. Priesthood office. Take that, Oaks. And, succession. Joseph Smith calls out Brigham Young as the one who's going to have him murdered. Referring to the Last Supper, puts Joseph in the place of Jesus, Brigham and his 12 in the place of Judas. He calls them all Judas. The Constitution hanging by a thread, that same document, 19 July 1840. Constitution on the brink of ruin is the actual wording. And I had found out about that online, not through the Joseph Smith Papers, back in 2017, and brought it to the bishopric meeting, or the leadership council meeting, and the bishop didn't want me to spread the word, but allowed others to take a copy if they wanted. So, but then you had some people say, "Oh, yeah, it's I think they're going to explain it as if it needs to be explained first. Let the people read it." But everything. It's just, the church has no standing. That simple. Joseph's church was completely different. And so, like I've been telling you in videos, Brigham Young put on his European license the incorrect name of the church that Joseph Smith in 1838 comes out and corrects. That's how devastating this all is. Brigham Young purposely sabotaged the church. And so, if Mormons are not going to study it, compare it, it's on you guys. You're not going to know that Joseph Smith had nothing to do with polygamy. That he had a chapter on monogamy. That section 131 was gutted by Brigham Young, because it was Joseph Smith talking with a monogamous couple about their being exalted as a monogamous couple. Brigham Young cuts that out, puts in section 132. So now section 131 is exalted in the highest degree of celestial kingdom. Section 132, you must be polygamous. And Emma's going to be murdered. 10 virgins. And David and Solomon are good people now for their virgins. No. And so as you go over Brigham Young's temple texts, of the sealing and the endowment, you see the linguistic pattern in section 132. Brigham who wrote it, not Joseph. The reason why they put it in as Joseph's is so that the government won't take it out. Because they took out John Taylor's editions on polygamy. So when Heber J. Grant got rid of the doctrine from the Doctrine and Covenants, our lectures on faith, he couldn't have the John Taylor polygamy documents because the United States won't allow it. They're going to reincorporate. They can't have polygamy. But claiming Joseph, they were able to fool the government and fool Mormons. So, yeah, dear God. And I've told you why. It was Brigham Young's intention not just to take over the church, but destroy it and start all over with a brand new church. That's why he burned down the Nauvoo temple. It's that pattern. Doing away with the old, starting brand new. But he needed Joseph and the Book of Mormon to pull people in. That was his catch. The uniqueness of Christianity. Otherwise, it's just a regular Christian church, and everybody's got their church already. Why do we need yours? And so when you got Joseph, and you turn it into a literal history, and you turn him into a Christian with Jesus as his Christ, you've got a new twist on Christianity. Now Heavenly Father is a sexual deviant who has sex with his daughter, 14-year-old daughter. So, yeah, the Joseph Smith Papers is purposely brought out to destroy the church, if Mormons would actually study it. To the rich people, they're buying all the volumes, but then they're sitting on their shelves. They're not looking at it. They may look at the pictures. Oh, Egyptian. Oh, yeah. It's a spiritual witness, not actual translation. Yeah. And so the prophets know all about this. The guys who did it footnoted all this. All of it has footnoting. They know. The prophets know. And do you understand what that means? When they get at the pulpit of conference and lie to you. Continually lying to you. Not just about Thomas B. Marsh getting excommunicated because of his wife rather than the Danites. Not just because of Adamon Diamond being the headquarters of the Danites. The whole Spring Hill fraud put in section 116. But everything, they're lying. Jesus, the big lie. Not our Christ. And it reveals their white supremacy. Because white supremacists are racist, sexist, and bigoted. And hate the Jews. Which is both racist and bigoted. Because they're a culture and a race. And everything fits into proper perspective once you realize this. And I've been trying to help you out. You guys could do it, but trying to give you a heads up. I warned you that they're going to destroy this church and abandon Mormons. Leave them to die. The day that shall burn as an oven. The Civil War. Any day now. I hope he doesn't wait till after the election. Dear God. I can't let traitors continue on to live in life. They need to be locked up. He sold secrets to other nations, to Putin especially. But remember, the church gave Putin money for his war in Ukraine. And the state of Utah is now trying to overturn the overturning of Bears Ears so that uranium mining can again commence. And who's the uranium for? Putin. So, it's a harsh reality to realize that when the church had been telling us that Mormons, especially those born in the covenant, were held in reserve in the premortal council of heaven to come to this earth at this time with a very specific purpose in this church, and you realize, oh, the great and abominable church, I was righteous, so I'm sent to the great and abominable church. I guess, yeah. So that we can make the decision and overthrow it, I guess. That's the Book of Mormon prophecy, is that Mormons will war against each other to destroy it. So it'll be those who have studied the Joseph Smith papers and those who are ignorant and purposely blind themselves so that they hate murder to keep the secret, living in denial. So, but yeah, the end of the church is coming, and that's why they released him. The Tanners, they brought him out too early. And I talked to Sandra. She said that she's too busy now that Gerald's dead. She can't do any research anymore because she's just too busy. And so she's not been able to study the Joseph Smith papers. If she would, yeah, she'd be coming out with all these bombshells for us, rather than me, whom YouTube is silencing so that you can't find out. So, yeah. Yeah, all you have to do is Google search. You know, I wanted to find out about Section 131, Joseph Smith Papers, Doctrine and Covenants 131. It pulls up, and then you can see for yourself. I've been giving you 19 July 1840b, Joseph Smith Papers, 19 July 1840b. Ta-da! There it is. 17 March 1842, Relief Society, Joseph Smith Papers. Ta-da! Offices. Yeah. And section 107, there's licenses. You learn the truth, the real truth about the background of each section. And section 10, 1829, Bruce changed it to 1828 because Bruce knows what it means to have it as 1828, not 1829. He knows the damage that it causes if it's 1829. Yep. Hilarious. It's amazing they lasted as long as they did before the enemy found out about them and murdered them. But, yeah. Alrighty.